Hey guys, today I'm going to show you how to apply the stickers for one of the characters from our Monster sticker kit, Half-Life. Now, first of all, when you order one of these, you actually get 2 copies of the kit, just in case you make a mistake with one of them. You get the instructions that shows a photo of each character, some recommended parts, and then the intro references this very video that you are watching. So the base that I'm using for Half-Life is Firestarter, along with a Hulk head. Now, Half-Life has been depicted with either a green face or a blue face. I'm going with the green one for mine, just because that's who I remember him as a kid. The color for the head doesn't have to match exactly in this case, because you're really not going to see any of it unless you happen to peek underneath his head and see a tiny flash of color there. So this Hulk head is close enough for our purposes. So the first thing I'm going to actually do is pull off the head and the arms, because we start with the torso, because it has to wrap around the entire torso, the sticker does. Next, I'm going to turn the torso around, because on most Mini-Mates, the original Tample print sometimes goes a little bit around the edge of the torso, places that our stickers can't always go. So you'd rather have that little bit of bleed happen on the back side where you don't often see the character as much, leaving the front side mostly blank. That's the torso piece. This is one of the more complex ones because it has those wraparound side pieces. Not all of them have that. You'll notice Blackheart's does not have the wraparound side pieces like that. But in this case, it made sense for the character. So these stickers are all pre-cut. You can kind of feel it with your finger. They just peel off. So for this one, I like to start with one of these lower corners. And you'll notice the neck piece stays put. If the neck piece doesn't stay put, it's still cut out. You just got to kind of pop it out with your finger. And the neck piece is actually where we start. So you'll notice the shape of the neck piece is a little bit, if I can get my camera to focus on it. Let's go back here. It's a little bit of a rectangle. I tested a lot of different shapes, and that was the right shape for making a figure like this work. So I'm going to hold it between my fingers like this, and I'm going to give it a little bit of a, pull it a little tight as I apply it, and that's going to let it wrap around that neck stud. And what I'm looking for here is that it is lined up on both sides of the torso. Once it's lined up, I want to press it down around that neck stud. So I usually use my thumbnail for that. Not to scratch it, I'm not using the tip of my thumbnail, I'm just pressing down with my thumbnail, and I do a circle around the neck piece. Now that I know that that's applied correctly, I push down the front of the torso, and I smooth it out. Then similarly, I push down the back of the torso, and I smooth it out. Now the reason I pulled the arms off is because for a wraparound torso, it's hard to get these side pieces to go when the arms are still there. So now these are easy enough to just push over and smooth out. Now you got that character accurate design where the lines go around the sides of the torso. So now I can go ahead and put these arms and head back on. And let's do the face next. Now on a lot of Mini-Mate heads, there's a little mark where it came out of the mold. It's a little rough spot. Sometimes it extrudes, sometimes it's a dent. Usually it's on the back of the head. Usually the factory does a good job of not having it be right on the character's mouth. But check the head and make sure that mark is in the back, because that could cause the sticker to wrinkle. So now we're going to grab the Half-Life face sticker. Peels right off. Now for most of this character's stickers, I am not going to use a Sharpie around the edges because it's yellow. It's a very, very light color. So even though the edges of the sticker are white, you're not going to notice. Versus if this was a character like Blackheart, where it's a black edge going on a black figure, you'd notice a bright white edge of the sticker. Similarly, this face is a little dark, and for the sticker, for the purpose of this video, I'm going to do a Sharpie. Actually, this is not even a Sharpie. This is a Jot permanent marker from the dollar store. works just as well. And I'm just going to go run it along the face, along the top and bottom, just so we don't have that white edge. So you'll want to do that for most of the stickers in this kit, but not the white and yellow ones. Now, to apply a face sticker, you hold it from both sides, and you want to get the face on first. You want to line it up with the top of the head. See if I can turn around so you guys can see this better. So what I'm doing is I'm making sure it is even and straight with the top of his head. You don't want it to go above the top of his head because then it'll get in the way of the hairpiece. So it'll look like this at first. Now use your thumb and wrap it around the sides, pushing down. And hold for just a second. Then we're going to do the other side. Push it all the way around. And with this sticker paper, you want to hold it. So you want to squeeze this guy's sticker on, in this case, because it's wrapped around a round object, just for a couple seconds. That helps the sticker adhere. Now we'll go with the next most difficult sticker to apply, which is the hip piece. Now this is one of the only characters that has this advance of a hip piece, where it actually will go underneath the hips. Some of the characters, like Sleepwalker, only has a belt. So let's go ahead and peel this sticker off. Being a little careful, because this is probably the most fragile of all the stickers, because it's very thin. These are made of some good quality stuff, but they will tear if you're not careful. So we're going to get his legs spread out nice and wide, arms up so the sticker doesn't get in the way. We're going to do the front first, making sure that it's lined up with all parts of him, not just the hip line, but also the sides. Once that's perfectly lined up, push down with our thumb. Look like this. Next we do the under the legs part. Woo! Going under his legs. Coming around to the back of him. Push and hold just for a couple seconds. Then we'll do each side. Wrap around. Hold for a couple seconds. Then the other side, wrap around, hold. Next up, we will do the thigh pieces. Those can be a little challenging. So that is these funny shaped things right here. Most of the stickers, it's easy to tell where the front of these is because you have the thigh muscles. But it has that little groove which corresponds to that little jut out piece on the figure's leg. So we'll start with this one. Line it up with this spot above the knee and the part that juts out. Front first as always. Push down. Hold for a second. And then wrap around the side of his legs to the back. Hold for a few seconds. Do the same thing with the other leg. Now these next stickers definitely took me a while to get right because these stickers go on the front of the shin and then they wrap around the sides of the leg. And you can see it's at an angle, and that's because the design of the figure's leg does present a small angle. So let's start with this one. Just like most of the other stickers except for the torso, we start with the front first. So here we're really looking at the design of the sticker. We want to line up and center the design of the sticker on the leg. Now I should point out here, look at how Firestar has, she's got fire going all the way around here. She's got fire going around her arms. That's okay to use her as a base figure because this is going to cover that up. And I did not get it right. I did not get that right the first time, so I pulled it up again, pushed down again, and now it is more centered. Wrap around, hold. Other side, wrap around, hold.
Be careful.
Next, we're going to do the forearms. That is these rectangular stickers here. You'll see these for a lot of characters, and sometimes it might not always be clear what they're for. So that shape of sticker in the kit is forearms. Now in this case, on these forearms, you can see they have a black edge on the design. Because of how this character's gauntlets are designed, there is a black edge around this. So I want to preserve that black edge, and I'm going to run a Sharpie around this one. Now, even though I'm moving this around a lot with my finger, I'm sticking it from one finger to the next, and as long as I'm mostly careful, it's not going to rub off the stickiness. So for the forearm, the most visible part of the design, typically on this figure, is lined up with this elbow circle. So you want the center of this sticker to be lined up with that elbow circle on the forearm. So I'm going to get it in the right spot for where the edge of the wrist is. Push down, and then we do our usual. Wrap one side, hold, wrap the other side, hold.
Be careful.
And we have just applied all the stickers on Half-Life. All that's left to do is add the hairpiece. Now some hair pieces are a little tight and you don't want them to push the sticker down and damage it. So one good practice is to get between your thumbs and just give the hairpiece a little bit of a stretch out. Just stretch it out a little bit. And that way when I put it on him, it's not going to mess with that sticker at all. And now you have a brand new character. So I hope you found this tutorial to be helpful. I covered every type of sticker with this tutorial except for the top of head sticker, which are these circles. The only thing to keep in mind there is some figures on the top of their head, they have a little bit of a rough spot, a little nub that's left over from pulling it out of the mold at the factory. So check it with your finger. If you feel that little sharp spot, just get a hobby knife and shave it off. Then you can apply the top of head sticker just like we've applied all these other stickers in the kit. Thanks for watching and good luck with your customs. Reach out if you have any questions.